What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Zero to Here podcast. Tonight's episode, this is a very fun one. Monica Harms, realtor, mom extraordinaire, wine lover, vegan. Very fun conversation, as you can probably tell by this intro. Check it out. Monica's sweet. This episode of the podcast brought to you by Fit First. Fit First is a fitness store located in North Burnaby at the 40th Center. They are focused on providing the absolute best products in the industry, next level customer service. And honestly, guys, I've been there a few times, got my running shoes there from Evan and his team. The service is unlike anything else you've experienced in a retail environment. And most importantly, they are focused on building a community in the fitness industry. They've run a run clinic on Sunday mornings for the last few years, and it's grown into a pretty cool community weekly event. Regardless of what stage of your fitness journey you're in, whether you're training for a marathon, just getting back into shape, or recovering from an injury, there is a group for you in this run clinic. Go say hi to Evan if you're interested. Your first drop-in is free. Just mention the Zero to Here podcast when you meet Evan. The clinic is every Sunday from January till May, Sundays, 9 a.m. Check out their Instagram if you are interested at Fit First Footwear, or check out their website to get a little more info on the run clinic. Why the hell would you move to Canada and start in real estate?
Well, I didn't move to Canada to start real estate.
It's a better story. Let's stick with mine.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you though? Like, when I came, the real estate was amazing. And then by the time I got licensed, the market had changed. Which is pretty normal for my life.
So you're one of those like 5,000 people that thought real estate was super easy in 2016.
Yeah, I was like, oh, fuck yeah, this is for me. This is for me. I'm going to get licensed. This is going to be great.
So when did you get your license? 2016 sometime?
No, I
17?
got licensed in 2018? No, 2017. I got licensed in 2017, November 2017. Yeah. And then now it's 2020, so went by quick.
What was that first year like?
Well, I was completely on my own. I'm like not from here, like you said, so I didn't know anybody at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to do a lot of work for myself and figure everything out. I didn't even have any mentors or anybody who knew anything about real estate. So it was just like lots and lots of learning. Every time a question came up, it was researching, calling people, just digging up answers. And I just laugh now when I look back at the amount of work I put into really simple questions just to make sure I had the right answer.
Like what? Give me an example. I find this stuff so funny to look back at like the first year for me and just realize like, or think about what little tiny details I was so stressed over.
Oh my God. I was so stressed about everything. It was like, not that I was stressed about it, but it was, I was so fixated on not making a mistake.
Totally unsure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so because of that, that was the stressful part, right? So I remember I had a really good friend whose dad wanted to sell their house. And I was like, no, you need to call somebody else. I'm not ready for that yet. Like I wanted to stick to strangers. I wanted to stick working for strangers that I never had to see again if something went wrong. And I really laugh about that now. Yeah.
That's interesting. I would never turn something down like that.
Oh, yeah. I was like, nope, not going near that.
I remember Jamie telling me stories about when he started, and I think to his very first listing appointment that he sourced from door knocking or something, I don't know. He just brought another agent who was dominant in that area in to bring him to the listing appointment, just kind of watch what he did and like say that they were working together kind of thing and just split the commission 50-50, but more just as a learning experience. I thought that was an interesting idea rather than giving it away.
I feel like I heard this story from James. Didn't that guy just like steal the listing from him?
They're really good friends now, so I don't know if that is necessarily
or maybe
case.
That was somebody else that I heard the story from. I'm like, that sounds really familiar, but
they're pretty good friends. He has season tickets to the CX, I think,
Okay.
or maybe it's part season tickets. But he brings Jamie to a game every
Oh,
year.
okay. Well, maybe to say he's sorry for stealing that first listing.
Does that happen a lot? Do agents steal each other's listings quite a bit?
No,
Or does
not decent agent. No, I
no.
would never do that. Does it happen?
No, I've heard
I would never do
I've heard
that.
some stories, but
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I feel like most of the people that we work with just really like us, so I don't know what someone else would do to steal it.
Well, we're not like desperate for listings so much that we would screw over somebody who worked in our industry.
Right.
And I can't imagine anyone else really doing that either. That
What's the
sounds
definition
stupid.
of stealing anyway? Like,
Maybe like scooping them, like your friend that's a realtor telling you, "Oh, I have a CMA over in this neighborhood," and then you just scooping it.
oh, I would never say that.
Yeah. huh.
Would you ever tell someone?
Well, if you trusted them, I guess maybe.
No, I would never do that.
Yeah.
How many listing appointments have we had in the last 2 weeks?
1
14
million.
maybe?
Yeah.
And I would never like post on social media, hey, I'm going to a listing appointment at this address. Because in
It's like a
25
cattle call.
minutes, there would be 150 realtors there.
Right.
People are sharks. I guess like going after expireds is like a really common thing. So
Yeah, but that's different.
no, yeah, it's not stealing. I don't know. I don't really understand how you would steal other than telling someone an address and they're going behind your back.
How do you approach expireds? Do you guys both does your whole team have kind of the same idea towards it?
That's a great question, Carl. We are in the process of adjusting some things. I used to do a lot of letters like early in my career, just a lame letter that probably every realtor does. Like,
Mhm.
hey, you were on the market and your house didn't sell. I can sell it. They're pretty lame. And they didn't work that often, but I got a few deals out of it. But this year, we started doing what Ty was doing, or I started doing what Ty was doing.
Mhm.
Just going to people's houses, doing selfie videos and sending them out. I haven't done many, maybe 20. But now that we have Ethan, we're
Mhm.
going to do a professional looking marketing style video so like at expired listings.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And then, so it'll live on our website. So like we can use it for social media ads and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we can also put it on like 100 USBs and
Right.
anytime there's an expired, write a letter, drop it in their mailbox kind of thing. People, you need to kind of be like set yourself apart in some way in if you're doing that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because anytime something expires or comes off the market, people are hit with like 30, 40
Yes,
letters.
I can
and it's
imagine.
just so frustrating and annoying for people. And I prep my clients for it.
Oh, I do too. If I know we're pulling it or if it's about to expire,
Yeah.
just so you know.
And that happened a lot in 2019.
Yeah.
Like if something didn't sell in a month or whatever, 6 weeks, and we just wanted to give it a break for 2 weeks and
Yeah.
try again, we would often like have that conversation with the seller, just being like, just so you know, you're going to get 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 letters in the next couple weeks. People are going to knock at your door. Yeah, because people are.
That's how you like. That's how I was taught to lead generate.
Mhm.
So just everyone does it.
Well, like, let's say if you go knock on 100 doors today,
Yeah.
maybe 2 of them are like thinking about selling in the next year or 2. Whereas if you're knocking on an expired door,
Mhm.
you know that they're already
Right.
They
thinking
want
of
to
selling.
sell. Yeah.
Like 100% of people that you're knocking on the door are wanting to sell.
Yeah, that's all I did really for lead gen in the beginning was terminated and expired listings all day, every day.
How did that work out?
I
Well,
got listings. Yeah.
You did? What
Yeah.
percentage do you think you'd get?
Oh God, I don't know. Looking back, it was probably like out of 1,000, I'd get one, but I did like 20,000. So
So it's just a numbers game. Just got to put the work in.
but the numbers are much better when you know they want to sell.
One
Oh,
thing
yeah.
to note about Monica with numbers like that, usually you're taking 2 zeros off of what she's estimating. So, for example, a couple weeks ago,
This isn't true.
Lucas and Monica do like a flyer drop in Ranger Lane in a townhouse complex in Polka.
Mm-hmm.
We had a buyer that really wanted to be in there and nothing was available. And we were just trying to fish for someone who's thinking of selling. And we found one. Lucas found one. Monica and Lucas go do flyers and they come in like Tuesday morning meeting and Monica's like, I'm fucking tired. I handed out like 20,000 letters yesterday. And I look at Lucas, I'm like, how many letters did you hand out yesterday? He's like, I think I printed 150.
So Monica's doing all the work?
Yeah. It felt like
Overestimation.
the numbers are more of like a feeling.
For sure.
Yeah. I felt like I did 20,000.
How many days would it take to hand out 20,000 letters?
I'm not kidding though. I really did lots.
I knew you did.
Major numbers. Like in the thousands.
That's insane. Do you guys have any good door knocking stories? Like, do people ever get like super pissed off?
Oh yeah, I got yelled at.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got yelled at really hardcore one time.
Do you get used to that pretty quick or?
Well, people are always
Depends.
disgruntled with salespeople.
Mhm.
They hang up on you if you cold call them. They take their aggression out about like they're trying to go out the door because they're late, and you're the one that happens to phone them, and then you catch the heat for whatever's going on in their life.
Of course.
I, early in my career, I did a lot of like just sold letters.
Yeah.
And any condo building like pre-19 or pre-2000, basically, you don't need a fob to get to different floors. So if you sell a condo in those buildings, you can literally drop a letter underneath everyone's door. And stratas don't like that. Owners, some of them don't like that. To me, as a consumer, if someone put something under my door, I would probably just throw it in the garbage and move on with my day.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like to take the next step. I remember this voicemail I got one time from a guy.
Yeah.
He was very upset. I should have saved it. Oh man, it was early. It was something along the lines of, I'm a crook. If I ever come to his door ever again, he's going to have me arrested.
Yeah, that'll stick.
Yeah. There was a lot of swearing involved. It was probably like a 2-minute voicemail. It was pretty intense. I should have saved it.
Oh man,
I
yeah.
know. It
I had
was
a
so
few
good.
of those same, like, this guy met me in the lobby. I had an open house in a building, so I had the fob. I was like, I'm going to go just like I'm going to be such a good realtor. I'm going to go put like 400, really it was like 400, postcards with the open house thing underneath the doors. It was great. I got lots of calls from it. It was actually really a successful letter drop. I got one of my first listings that way. And then at the open house, there was this man like lurking in the lobby. You know, you don't really think at the time that I'm doing something and I'm telling the irritated people what time and where I'll be on Saturday. So he showed up in the lobby at 2:00, as I had mentioned on my flyer, to yell at me. Like, we had a scheduled appointment. He probably woke up Saturday, had a shower, shaved, put on a nice shirt, came down to the lobby and was like waiting for me. He had a picture of me because it was on the flyer.
No way.
He knew exactly who I was.
He's just like trying to match it up.
He was waiting for me in the lobby, and I knew it too. And I saw him. I was like, "Oh, here we go." And
That's
he yelled,
crazy.
Yeah, he yelled at me, and it was just. And I had like there was people coming in for the open house, and I was just like taking abuse from this guy. And
What was his problem? Just because you left something?
yeah, same. Like that. If I ever do that again, I will be
Straight to prison?
Imprisoned. Yeah.
Why do people take it so personally? Like what?
Dude, this guy wasted his whole Saturday.
I'm not
He
kidding.
probably wrote it down on he probably has a paper calendar hanging on his fridge. He probably wrote it down Saturday. Tell Monica to go fuck herself.
Yeah, all week long he's like throwing darts at my face on the postcard. I don't know. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
I don't get it, man.
Yeah.
What's the point?
I don't know.
There is no point.
It's
There's
not-
no point.
It's not an issue with you.
He didn't
right?
go
It's
home
someone
feeling
else.
better after that.
No, for sure.
He chewed me out and then went home and felt really good about himself. No way.
How do you handle those instances?
I just apologized. So sorry that my letter upset you this much. And he didn't and he kept going. I was like, oh man, if I had known that my letter was going to upset you this much, I would have never done it. Like, that's all I kept saying. And he didn't like it. But I was just like, I am sorry that you're upset. I'm sorry my letter upset you. That's all I'm going to say.
What else can you do?
Yeah.
Does it affect you?
Not when it's not valid. When someone yells at me or gets mad at me about something that's not like a valid thing, it doesn't upset me. When I can see that it's valid, then I feel bad, genuinely. Yeah.
Like what?
I don't know. Like, if I make a mistake and it harms somebody in some way, then I genuinely feel bad about it. Yeah.
But not for leaving flyers at people's
Not for a
doors.
flyer. Yeah. Like if he had even said, your flyer was inside my doorway, when I walked into my home, I accidentally stepped on it, slipped on it like it was a banana peel in a Looney Tunes cartoon, and fell on my back, I would be like, shit, man, I am so sorry. But that didn't happen. So
we got a 1-star review on Google one time.
John's. Was it John's?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And all this lady wrote was, Sean Cambo put a letter on my door.
A spam letter. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember seeing it. I was like, what the hell?
I'm like, Sean, what did you do today?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I went around a complex that we just sold something in and said, hey, we just sold this for X amount.
Mhm.
And she goes on, like, oh, fuck.
That's-
Google reviews, first of
yeah.
all, piss me off. They're just so dumb. Like, who wastes all their time writing Google reviews?
Or people get pissed off at something that like your business has no control over. I see that all the time.
Mm.
It's wild.
Happens a lot. I know. And like, as the owner of the business, you just reply to them saying like, sorry, this is a normal business practice and it works until the day that people stop calling us off of flyers. We're going to keep doing them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know.
So
What's the purpose of even doing that? Stupid.
I don't know. Do you see that email we got the other day?
Which one?
Did I send it to you?
No.
No, I sent it to a WhatsApp group I was in just to be like, what is wrong with people? Anyway, so we send out flyers in the mail, just to specific neighborhoods
Oh
saying
my
like,
God, you did. And he was like schooling us on what we said wrong in the
Yeah.
flyer, right? Yeah. Oh, it was stupid.
basically he said, I received your flyer in the mail, and the title of the flyer, like some headline on it was like the market's back.
Heating up. I think
The
it
market's
was.
heating up.
Yeah.
Market's heating up.
Yeah.
And we had like a little letter on the front side just saying like, with real live stats, like real data, saying sales in the last couple months, so saying we like specified December and January are up. I think January is up 40% compared to last year January, which is a real thing, showing
A real
that
number, yeah.
activity is quite significantly higher than it was last year.
Because it is.
And we're like, if you're thinking of upsizing, because this is directed at condo owners, if you're thinking of upsizing, we think it's a pretty good time this year because single family homes have come down quite a bit more than condos have, and condos are super hot right now. That's all it said. So we had this long email basically saying how we're baiting, real estate agents like us are baiting people into purchasing property. And if the market goes down, he's going to get together with all the condo owners and sue us.
What's wrong with people?
It was like a long email too.
But if you
It
have
was
the
like 4
stats,
paragraphs.
if you have the stats to back it up, how do you argue that?
Well, that's what Denny said in his response. He's like, our flyer was based on factual information.
Mhm.
And we said that if you're thinking about selling, you should call us for a real evaluation.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's just comical.
Yeah.
Like the guy, I'm saying guy. I don't know if it was a male or female. Had a email
had
address that was like, it was like Vancouver real estate at hotmail.com or
Yeah.
something.
What? So we probably just made
he's
it.
a troll.
Hilarious.
He's just a
Oh.
troll.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a troll.
Oh, of like, what's the goal though?
That's stupid.
I'm gonna stick it to those
Yeah.
salespeople.
I had somebody like spam me like that. That was like, I had posted something on my Instagram that was like, "Whoa, condo sales are doing really well," and he private messaged me. Realtors just love to force people to buy condos. That's what it said, and I was like, how do you think I force anybody to buy anything? Like, and I should never have responded. And he was just like, you like if somebody wants to buy this, you make them buy a condo, and you make them do this, and you make them do that. And I was just thinking to myself, and I didn't respond afterward because he was just insane. And I was just thinking to myself, comical, because I look at every situation like that.
Mhm.
The first thing is like, what's funny about this? And what was funny about this in my head was I was just thinking of myself as an actual realtor taking a client out that wants a townhouse and me being like, no, buy this condo. You're buying this condo right now. Give me your checkbook. You're buying this condo. Like, it's just not, it's not realistic. It's delusional.
What do you think it is? People just don't like realtors.
And bad rep.
I feel like it's like you say this a lot, like that mechanic kind of comparison, right? Like the sleaziness and like you're trying to
Used car salesman.
the used car salesman, right? Because you're always trying to one up someone, whatever, right? All this
It's the
data.
old school version, right? Like
Mhm.
I remember this one guy that after you pass your exam for real estate, there's like these, I think I called applied courses afterwards or something
No,
like
it's applied practice courses. Yeah.
that. Yeah. When I got my license, there was only one course and I think it was only a weekend. It's like a Saturday, Sunday,
When
all
I
day.
did it, it was an 8-month course.
I know. Same as Adam. That's
Crazy.
So they
thank God I
changed
did
it,
6
eh?
years. It's
Wow.
adjusted. Yeah, for sure. Fuck, I don't know if I would make it through 8 months of school. Jesus.
I had to like pay and do it again because I would like ran out of time. I was like, oh shit, I gotta do it again.
One of these instructor type people,
Mhm.
he was that typical like 1980s flashy pinstripe suit dude that was like a used car salesman.
Mhm.
And so it doesn't really happen a lot with young people, it seems like. It seems like it's more like those older people that just assume that it's still 1982. I don't know. Like I don't know. It's super weird, man. He's like, he's telling his stories about how he got his first few listings, and it's just like, it was a lot of hard work, and it's like, it's not easy, but it's just like the old school sales.
But it's a different world. How can you even compare it to today?
Yeah.
Like the internet changed absolutely everything.
Totally.
Like Jamie, like you and Jamie were talking about it. Like even 10 years ago, like no one would put pictures up or be like one picture of a property, right? 10 years ago, and now look at it now. Everyone's using professional photography, videographers, everything, right?
And like
Mhm.
good photographers
Yes.
too, not just anybody with a camera.
Because
It's
it
like
makes a difference.
yeah.
So I don't know how those like older real estate guys are still competitive. Do you think
It's just it's database. Like with
It's just
any
been-
with
yeah.
any sales relationship type business, it's
Mhm.
it's like relationships with people. So like there's lots of people who have been in the industry for 40 years that just
Mhm.
have a massive database
right?
that I'm sure it's probably dwindling. I'm sure it gets smaller and smaller every year,
Mhm.
but there's still a lot of people in there that just enjoyed an experience from 10 years ago and would only ever call them.
Just like no website, no nothing.
Some of it's so funny, man. Honestly, realtors are fucking weird. There's sometimes people will like have a listing online. I don't understand this at all. If you're a realtor listening to this, put your fucking cell phone number on your listings. It makes no
Please.
sense.
I'm begging. Just
You don't reply to touch base. You clearly say no touch base, and then you only put your office phone number. And you call, and it's like Remax Central, blah, blah, blah. You can never get a hold of people. So instead of calling office numbers, which I hate doing, I will just Google the person's name, find their website, find their cell phone number, and call them directly.
Mhm.
Good for you. It took me 2 seconds to find your cell phone number. But old school people don't have websites. So that trick doesn't always
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, it's
It's-
super, super annoying. But it is what it is. I think that a lot of those realtors are dying out. No pun intended, but
Yeah.
they really are. I mean, we've met with somebody last week who specifically called us because we were young.
Mhm.
We looked good in our pictures. Like he was excited about us just by looking at our photo. So it's that old school salesman is dying out.
100%, I think it is.
Yeah.
Even just like as a 30-year-old consumer of things, I cannot relate to that type of mentality at all. And if someone is trying to sell me anything that is that type of person, it doesn't matter if I want that thing,
Mhm.
I'll just look for it elsewhere. Right? Like, I don't know. What's the word?
I think that we're from like the generation where it was always like we fast forwarded through commercials.
Totally.
You know, we didn't want to be sold anything.
Mhm.
We muted it during commercials. We, all of that kind of stuff. So our generation is very much like, don't you dare try to sell to me.
Totally.
Like we want natural, organic influence.
You want to, and you
Yeah.
want to feel like
Yeah.
you're doing it on your own almost.
We
right?
do. We want natural influence. We want to like be suggested things. Like I suggest you get this and this is why, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
Just like here, I'll give you mine. If you like it, you can buy one kind of thing. That's our generation, right? Yeah.
That's why I see so much value in like building online presence. So social media and website really right now. Because I was having this conversation with an older agent recently. They're like, where do you get a lot of your leads from? And I'm like, honestly, I don't know the exact math on this, but I would say 40% of our business comes from people Googling New West Realtor, Burnaby Realtor, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's like mind blown. Doesn't even understand how that works.
What's the other option?
Yeah,
like,
how else do you find a
You just get in your car and start driving around the neighborhood that you like?
Right? Like no one is calling your bus bench, dude. No one. No one is like sitting at a red light and looking over and being like, oh, fuck, John's
Oh shit.
John looks like a nice guy. He's got a nice photo on there. I should take down his phone number. Oh shit, the light's green. I'm
But that's the only information you have, right? You have no idea where like he's centralized or where most of his sales are, what he has listed, anything, right? It's just a bus thing with a number. Just no information.
Like people write all kinds of weird stuff at bus stops.
Yeah.
You don't call all those people. Why would you call that guy?
The best shitty marketing tool is those bus bench companies that sell the bus benches.
Yeah.
So like if a bus bench is not used, they have this, all it says is,
hey, you're reading this or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
you just proved this sign works or something like that.
Don't you feel had when that happens? You're like, oh, it's a little bit dirty. That was rude.
No, I feel like
Jeez.
Joke's on you, bro. I would literally never call that phone number ever.
Because like when you're buying a place, you're going to sit down, you're going to research, right? You're going to scour the internet, you're going to go over everything. Like this bus bench thing is so crazy. It's so limited.
I think I've said this stat before, but someone told me this and I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah.
I haven't done research on this, but 70% of realtors, I hear shit, podcasts,
I love
whatever.
unresearched facts. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
It's bro science, right?
70% of people either know a realtor or are like referred to a realtor from a close friend or family member or something. So what are those 30% of people doing?
Mm-hmm.
How do you capitalize on, or how do you get as much out of those 30% that don't know any realtor? How are they finding people? They're fucking Googling people.
Yeah, that's the only way. That's the only
They're
way.
not like
They're opening like
sitting in
a
their
phone book and they're like, they like, okay, realtors. And then they see all the realtors and it's all like AAAA, GD real estate, AAA, whatever.
But like, what are other people doing right now to market themselves other than social media and website?
Mm-hmm.
Like this young dude that is a friend of a friend, kind of. Friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. I've met him twice. He has like 6 or 8 garbage can signs in Burnaby.
Like
I'm
on the garbage can?
Yeah. Have you seen those?
No.
They're like the garbage
Like the
recycling
cover, like
things
it's a
that
cover
are
like for like a tissue box, but for like a garbage can.
yes.
Okay.
But it's like garbage can recycling compost or something. So they're
Jesus.
like,
No.
I don't know, 6 or 8 feet wide.
That
And
sounds
so they have a
horrible.
big,
That's the
like,
last
space.
place you'd see my face.
right?
Wow.
But again, if I'm part of that 30%,
Mm-hmm.
I have a condo in Burnaby, let's say, and I think I'd like to move to Port Moody. Where do I begin?
Google.
It's not going down the elevator, getting into my car and driving around
Looking for
and
buses.
being like, I mean, all the realtors advertise on bus signs, so I must drive by a couple bus signs to find some.
or follow a bus. Because on the back of the bus.
Wait for the bus to come by.
Wait for the bus to come.
I
and
should
then
just sit at a
follow
bus
it.
stop. Yeah. I'll just sit at a bus stop for a couple hours. A few buses will come by and I'll get 3 options.
Just jotting down numbers. But then what? So what? You call and you're like, hey, what do you have for sale? Oh, I can't see any of this because I don't have an internet website. Or what's the next step after that?
I honestly don't know. Okay, this is leading me into another thought. Meet with a lot of like young realtors in the business.
Mm-hmm.
Some wanting to work with us, some just kind of like asking questions like I did in the first year. And I always ask people, I'm like, what's your plan for year one? How are you going to get, how many deals do you want to do?
Mhm.
6. Okay, great. Where are you going to get those 6 leads from? And the most like frustrating answer for me is, I want to build a referral business.
People say that? What does that
A
even
lot of
mean?
people say
What
that.
does that even mean?
It's really like, it's fun to say. It's very mythological. Like, I want to work with, I sold Monica a condo. She's going to refer me 27 friends. It's going to be amazing. They're all going to be great people because I really liked Monica. It was just a pleasant life experience. And I'm going to ride a unicorn to all my showings. It's just going to be fun.
Sounds
It's gonna be
horrible.
so
What
good.
does that even mean? That
Right?
My mind is just like,
Referral-based
I
business.
don't get it.
So I'm like, great.
Yeah, love it.
You have to have a client who has a great experience with you to refer people to. So
Right.
like,
get a client.
You got to work backwards.
You got to get at least one client.
Yeah.
So start. How are you going to get that first client?
And then the next thing I always say is like,
God, people are mental.
I'm like, okay, well, like, where are the first few things going to come from? And they're like, well, you know, I'm going to like start telling all my friends and family. And I'm like, friends and family are the worst to work with.
They're the
Next.
worst.
Let's
Yeah.
move on.
They don't trust you. They know you
So
just got
far,
your license. They know that when you were 17, you got wasted and ran into the telephone
right.
pole. Like, get a life.
Yeah. Your friends that smoke weed with you 3 times a week. Are
No,
probably
they're not
calling
using you. They're not using you. Oh, Lord.
Oh, it's so funny. What's the real way, Monica?
Hard work, actual lead generation,
Getting yelled at. A
getting
bunch.
yelled at. So what?
That's it.
It's like anything. If you really think about it, I probably got yelled at, like truly handed it to maybe 5 times in my first year. but in all fairness, if you were new at any job, you'd probably get yelled at.
More than that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I worked other jobs. I was a bartender for years. I got yelled at every night.
Oh,
Like
yeah, that's
every
the word.
single night I got yelled at. So getting yelled at 5 times in a year is like no big deal.
Mm.
Like that's great. It was a gravy train.
Honestly, I think the best realtors, and this is not like a very defined statement, it's pretty generic, but like some of the best salespeople that I know come from either the service industry of like serving or bartending, or in a lot of cases it's sports.
Totally.
Like every
because you're tough.
fucking
You know
day,
you have
even
to
though
work
like
hard. Yeah.
I was a fairly good athlete in high school and university, you get yelled at every
Coaches,
single
yeah.
practice.
Criticism, right?
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Well, you
Right?
learn how to take criticism.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
you
how to
learn-
get better.
Yeah. You learn that criticism is not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
And dealing with drunk people is like a phenomenal
Oh,
learning
yeah.
experience because there's,
Totally.
I don't want to say
I can.
crazy, but like there's so many different types of personalities
Yeah.
that you just have to learn how to adapt. And dealing with drunk people on a daily basis in a bar, you learn how to adapt. Man.
Yeah. True. Totally true.
So if you deal with drunk people, you can sell a house to a sober person, no problem, right?
For sure.
That is 100% accurate. Yes.
It is.
If you have ever served beer to a drunk person, you will succeed in real estate.
Yeah.
It's a very concrete statement, Carl.
Yeah.
Carl's like, fuck, I got to get a bartending job for a few months.
No, I'm good.
It's true.
One of the things Monica always says to people, what is that?
I don't know.
Just get licensed.
Just get licensed. What are you doing? Get licensed.
What are you doing?
God.
She'll have a friend who's like a, I don't know, makeup artist. Be like, what are you doing? Just get licensed.
Get licensed.
Well, because people think it's so easy and it's just easy money.
For me, it's like when people complain about their
Right.
what's happening in their life.
Mm.
I have no room for complaints. Like I actually have zero tolerance for people who complain about, especially things about like your career.
For sure.
They complain about their job. Get licensed. Like be in control of yourself. Because when you're licensed, 2 things that are really big happen. 1, you realize you don't know shit.
Right.
And 2, you realize if I want to make money, I have to work.
hmm
Which are 2 things that also you realize in a real job. But you blame your boss for everything.
Well, a job too is like you kind of just show up, right? And just do
Exactly.
your thing and you get
Yeah.
paid. But like you have to go out there and figure it out
Yeah.
yourself, which is way, way different.
Yeah.
It's actually really comic, like funny to think back. I worked at a bank for 6 months of my life,
Yeah.
and I had no idea how lazy I could be until I worked there. And I
Right.
look at myself and be like,
This is brutal.
as long as I show up, I'm going to get paid the same. Like, it doesn't matter
But
if
you're
I put
also not going to.
2% effort in or 150% effort in. Doesn't matter. Then getting into like sports obviously is a good background that you that you learn pretty quickly that you're only ever going to be good if you work harder than other
Mhm.
people. And it's the exact same in like any commission sales business type thing, right?
Yeah. The thing about sports, though, for like children to adults, is that you can work hard and make the team.
Mhm.
You can work hard and be the best on the team.
Mhm.
You can work hard and motivate your whole team to do well, and then your whole team does well, which is
Mhm.
better for you. Like there's so
Yeah.
many spectrums of why sport is important for people to be decent adults.
hmm
It teaches you just the spectrum is insane, actually. I'm
Is there
learning.
anything I feel like it's a topic that's talked about a lot is like how many traits you learn or characteristics you learn through sport that translates into real life. well. Anything on the opposite side? Like what does not translate to real life?
Something that does not translate to real life, I think, is
Or something, a habit that you kind of had to break moving from like sports to career.
moving from sports to real life is natural ability. So sometimes, well, just speaking from personal experience, like being naturally athletic is just something that you are or you're not. So natural ability as an adult doesn't really mean anything. Honestly, the biggest thing as an adult is the hard work. Whereas as an athlete, it's natural ability plus hard work is you're flying. But as an adult, you just need to work really hard. If you have natural ability, that's fantastic. It'll take you a little bit further, but natural ability weighs much stronger in like sporting environment.
Do you think that's true? I almost want to like challenge you on that a little bit because I know some people that don't necessarily work hard, but are super charismatic and just like really likable people and just get along with people, are really good in social situations. They can succeed in sales businesses. Not that they're going to like thrive and be the top person in the industry, if we're talking real estate specific, but they could like just being a nice human being and like a charismatic person that people like can absolutely, I think, give you a leg up on a lot of people.
Sure, but are you saying that
just like
will
natural
get you further than hard work and being good at like working towards being good at what you do?
No, but I'm
that's
turning it back
exactly
to
what I said then.
turning it back to like sports. Natural ability absolutely gives you like a step up on other people that aren't necessarily as athletic, which is similar to let's call it natural ability in like personality in real life.
Okay, so my understanding of that is if you're naturally charismatic, you're going to be good. Just like in sport, if you're naturally athletic, you're going to be good. You're going to make the team because you're fast. Cool, good for you. If you work really hard, you're going to be the best. Whereas I think, or not the best, but you're going to do well in sport. Whereas I think as an adult in any career, natural ability gets you a little bit. Like if you're charismatic, you'll get the job. If you're charismatic, you'll get the job.
Totally. You interview well, for sure.
You interview well, you're going to get the job. It's that hard work that really like opens all the doors. They're like, oh, we like to hang out with this guy and he's brilliant. And we like to hang out with her, but she's also closing every deal, you know? Like those things as grown-ups mean a lot more.
But that's kind of like what like sport teaches you that hard work separates the like good athletes from like the best players.
Yeah, right? Maybe. I guess I just had so many like sporting experiences in my life where it was like natural ability really goes so far. And I've seen some guys that I really liked and some women that I really, really liked that worked really fucking hard. And you just wanted them to win so bad. And then you saw this total douche that was working half as hard, but just killing it with those genes. Like they're killing it with the DNA and they win, but you don't like to hang out with them. You know?
It's so, you're right. It's so funny. Maybe it makes a bigger difference in sports for sure.
Yeah.
Even just looking at my family, like for some reason, I'm like almost 6'3", and my two brothers are 5'10", and my sisters are all like, I think 5'6", 5'6", 5'7".
They're tiny, yeah.
It doesn't make it. My dad's 5'7".
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
What?
That kind of shit kind of puzzles me. I don't know.
So weird. Genes are weird, man. Like my daughter has blonde hair and blue eyes, and my husband and I both have brown eyes and brown hair. We're like, what happened there, guys? But
were your grandparents tall?
My mom's dad was like around my height.
There you go. Yeah.
I know, but like, why is it passed to 1 of 6?
So random. Chances, numbers game.
And yes, there's 6 kids in my family. I know, it's large. You have a big family, don't you?
Yeah. I'm 1 of 5.
5.
Yeah.
Extended family?
Like, what do you mean extended family?
Like aunts, uncles, cousins?
Our family's huge. Like, we come from a hilarious...
Do you know how big my family is?
No, but I think pretty large based on...
My dad is 1 of 11.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And on that side, I have 54 first cousins.
I wouldn't even know what that's like.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
54 first
My grandma,
cousins.
like my dad's mom, had 60 grandchildren.
That's why he's doing so good in real estate, you guys. He's got just a fucking huge
Just selling his
family.
family.
Just keep selling your family's real
You know how
estate.
many cousins I've done deals with, actually? That's a great
I'm not
question.
surprised. I'm not surprised.
I don't think any. I think 0.
Really?
Cousins? Like my siblings, my sisters bought and sold.
You're
another
missing a
sister.
huge... Like, Denny, get your shit together. Go to the family reunions every year. Actually, host the family reunions. That's like 60 deals right there. You're missing out on some serious lead generation.
It's a work in progress. I wanted to make sure I was established enough to
Yeah,
Then go
I
after
hear
that
you on
stuff.
that.
referral based business, right? That's what I'm trying to build
Yeah.
here.
Unicorns, yeah.
Have you done any family deals?
Yeah. Vinny done 2 deals with. Marty 1, Chrissy 2, and she's listing her house next week. Or we're doing photos next week.
Wow.
It's gonna be a good one. Good one. Any South Surrey agents out there? 16197 11B. It's a Rockstar property. Full reno. It looks really good.
Never ends.
It looks really, really good. I can't wait to do the video for that one. Because they have a built-in hot tub on the deck, so
Ooh.
can't wait to be in my trunks just sitting there chatting to Cassandra. Cassandra's their video person. Also, they're 10 blocks from the beach, so I envision some sort of frolicking on the beach in the video. It's going to be fun.
We're excited for you.
Monica's like, I'm not coming.
I'm excited for
I'm not
you.
going to be part of that one.
Can't wait to see it.
Showing your personality in videos, I think, is important. But at the same time, you still need to keep them professional because you're marketing someone's home. But I feel like with my sister, I have a little bit of leeway there. So
I don't know. I think
pretty
just do
pumped.
whatever you want. Yeah, you're marketing somebody's home, but like you are you.
Totally.
So I just think just do you, and it's taken you pretty far so far. So just stick with that.
Still learning though.
Yeah,
Getting much better.
stick with that.
How do you feel on camera, on video?
Well, it depends on what I'm being filmed for, but I'd say.
Hold on. Where is
Why
this
are you
going,
asking me
Monica?
this question? Real estate videos, I don't feel that comfortable with.
How come?
I don't feel like that confident in real estate videos yet.
Based on like only being in the business for 2 years or what? Unsure about knowledge of neighborhoods or
Yeah. Yes, all of those things.
there's only 2.
And unsure. Oh, I was thinking of many more things.
Unsure of your hand
all the
placements,
things in my
yeah.
head, and plus what you said. Yes. Yeah. I just think that it's not something that I'm feeling 100% confident about already. So
How many real estate videos have you done?
I don't know, like 100.
100? No, you haven't.
Well,
Get
are
out
you
of here.
counting like my own social media stuff? Like, what do you mean?
No, I'm not
like
talking about that.
professionally produced videos?
Yes.
Like 4, maybe.
Perfect. Exactly. Okay. So now going back to natural ability versus hard worker. How'd you get good at soccer? You call it soccer or football? You're from Texas.
I call it soccer. Well, we
Okay.
call it both. It's whatever. Yeah. Going back to soccer. Sorry, what was your question?
How'd you get good at soccer?
Oh, how to get good at soccer.
How many fucking hours did you spend playing soccer?
Yeah, a fuck ton.
Yeah, probably not 4.
20,000.
Yeah. You know how shitty or how awkward I was? I don't know if I'm good yet. I feel like I'm getting much more comfortable. Just because I don't really care. I don't care if I look like an idiot. That's what I mean. Like,
At your videos?
yeah,
Yeah. Good.
I don't care. Do I look like an idiot?
Good thing.
Monica and I did 2
I'm just
yesterday.
kidding.
Oh no, I did
Yeah.
one with Adam, one with you.
Yeah.
The one with Adam was pretty funny. I think it'll be good.
Was it tough at the beginning for you?
I didn't do them.
Ever?
Like Jamie, so like the first few years, Jamie would ask me.
Mhm.
We only did them for a handful of properties a year, like really nice houses or like specific view properties or something like that. And I didn't want to do them.
Wow.
I just said no.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
So, like, when did that change happen?
Instagram was a help for me for sure. So like, I think it was 2 years ago when I started getting like really into Instagram,
Yeah.
just using it a lot more.
It's just kind of started off slow and just like you're
I told
in control.
myself that I had to talk in front of the camera 4 days a week.
Yeah.
15 seconds, say, hello, I'm showing a property today, or hey, I'm going to go to the beach. It's summer. I'm not working today. Whatever. Anything. I told myself I had to do it.
Why?
4 days a week.
Like, where did that come from?
I think I saw value in video and social media, and I knew I was very uncomfortable.
That's where it was headed. Yeah. You feel much better now?
I enjoy it. It's so much fun.
So like you look forward.
Like I love the videos. I have 2 booked already next week, like property videos, and this afternoon I was like just randomly thinking stuff in my head of like the neighborhood stuff I can show that day, or like a funny way to present Chrissy's hot tub and her, her built-in hot tub. They built like a big deck in their backyard with a built-in hot tub, and Randy, her husband, uses it almost every day. So I'm thinking of like, how do I pretend I'm Randy, but not say I'm Randy? But when Randy watches the video, he's going to know that I'm Randy. Like just little stupid things like that.
So the creative part kind of thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And then we're doing like a lot more creative video this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like how many did we get last month and from February? 8 or 9?
Yeah, like I think 8. Yeah.
So I think we're doing 8 a month.
Wow. Nice.
For
Hell yeah.
2020, which is crazy. Going from 0 to 8 a month is a lot.
Yeah, we're all really, really busy with it.
Like, not really.
Not really.
It's like
no, it's barely anything.
we
It's
committed
amazing.
to
one day. It took us one day to film most of it.
But that's the cool thing is like we're already doing a lot of things.
Right.
So how do we create some content that can like add value to our team, marketing ourselves, add value to other realtors who are like uncomfortable like I was 3 years ago or whatever, or like Monica today. Just kidding. You're only 4 in.
I'm going to hang it up, I think.
No.
Yeah.
Didn't you acting before?
No, she's in broadcasting.
Oh,
Sports broadcasting.
Oh, like a color commentary or what?
Why would you assume I was doing color commentary, Carl?
Broadcasting.
So
She worked for
women
Fox
can only do
Sports.
color? Is that what you're saying?
What
if I was stats? What if
I think it was more based
play by
on
play?
you telling him that you're extremely uncomfortable in front of the camera. So he probably assumed that you weren't the anchor, like the main person.
Carl's face is red, guys.
Where are we going with it? So
I'm
what did
just
you do?
kidding. I actually did color.
Oh, there you go. See?
Whenever people get defensive, it's because it's something that it's probably true. Yeah.
No, I did stats and color. Yeah.
Wouldn't that make you feel more comfortable in front of a camera?
I'm not uncomfortable in front of a camera.
Like that was TV, right?
Broadcast journalism, yeah.
Is it, sorry, I'm not familiar with the lingo.
Like
is
on,
that TV or
on
is
camera,
that radio
on camera.
or is that what is
I
it?
was on camera mostly.
Okay.
Mhm.
I started out in radio. I think my first job was for WOAI 1080 in San Antonio.
Oh, that's cool.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And I did at Blossom Stadium all the
where's that?
in San Antonio. We
Okay.
did all the like college games would be played there and some high school games, but I did mostly like college games. That was my internship actually. First internship. And then when I graduated from university, I went to like a strictly broadcast journalism school in LA. And then I remember I was going to graduate the next, it was a Friday and I was graduating on Saturday. And my professor came over to me and he was like, here, he handed me a yellow sticky note. His name was Bill. Bill Brown. He handed me this like sticky note. He was like, here, I got your job interview on Monday at this, he's like, it's a shitty station. You're going to hate it, but you're going to love it, but you're going to hate it. I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, one of the former students saw you and she works there now. And she thought maybe you'd be good for this. And I did not know what I was getting into. I was like, this is going to be terrible. Like Bill really played it down like it was absolute garbage. And then I showed up to this interview on Monday, a day after I graduated from broadcast school. And it was with Torrance City Cable in LA. And it was like a really big job.
Wow.
I was covering the LA Galaxy and I was covering just David Beckham was signing the next week.
That's crazy.
And like all kinds of shit was happening. I was like, how did I get this job? It was insane. But I got it because of really nice woman saw me at school, and she graduated like a week after I started, and then 2 years later somehow remembered me and called Bill and asked about me, and then I got the job. That was it. Just like that.
Did you meet her?
I met her maybe twice. For her senior project, I helped her. I remember I was walking into the school and she was like, "What are you here for?" And I was like, "I'm in the broadcast journalism program." She was like, "Oh my God, can you read this for me on camera?" She's a videographer. She's like, I have this project. It's due. I can't graduate unless I turn this in. Can you read this for me? And I was like, okay. And I did. And that was it. And I never saw her again. And then 2 years later, I walked into Torrance City Cable and she was like the head videographer and she got me hired.
That must have been a good read.
I was like, sweet. I was horrible. I was garbage. I've looked back at that video so many times and I was like, wow, that was terrible. Yeah. That was it.
That's like the first few podcasts, girl.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was thinking yesterday, I think. I met with some clients yesterday for a beer last night. And we were chatting about podcast stuff. And he's like, he was just getting into listening to podcasts and he's like, which one should I listen to? I was like, avoid the first 50, listen to like the last 20 or 30.
You say that to everyone, eh?
They weren't that good. But they're a lot better now.
Yeah,
They're just like conversations
It's
now. Whereas
progression.
before, I prepped too much shit and I asked too many questions.
You just overthink it, right?
It wasn't flowing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the real estate videos now. I try purposely not to think about them. Because if you think about like what you want to say, it just like comes off like it sounds like you're scripting.
Right.
Or it sounds really scripted and not really you. Whereas if you're just kind of like talking like a normal conversation, I think
But that's bang on why I hate the videos. That's exactly like, it's like, okay, you have to say this about this. And it makes me immediately, something in my body is just like,
about the real estate ones?
yeah. I'm like,
But I
something in
don't
my
think we need
body's
to.
like, I can't do this.
We're just getting started with doing them for every
Yeah.
listing, right? So I don't know how many we've done this year, 5, 6 or 7. I don't know. I think we'll get so much better, and I think we'll feel way more comfortable.
I think it's me, like just feeling more comfortable. Whereas like with sports, like I just knew.
It's such a different thing,
Yeah,
right?
I
Because you're just
knew
reacting essentially.
everything. Yeah, exactly.
Whereas now you're being told what to do and you have to think about it. And
I'm like, what do I do with my hands?
Right.
Next time,
Does this look good? Is this right? Or is this how
The
weird?
claw.
yesterday we were fucking freezing, so
It
we
was
tried to get
bad.
out of there as quick as
Yeah.
possible. But next time, maybe we should just do like 5 or 6 different takes and just do something completely different every time.
Yes, I like that way better.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys shoot yesterday?
Adam and I did a
Sanborn.
2-bedroom condo in
Okay.
New West.
Yeah.
That we got the photos back today. It looks amazing. And then Monica and I did a 1-bedroom in South Burnaby, close to
Nice.
Edmund SkyTrain.
Dope.
It's a Rockstar unit.
Yeah, those pictures look great too. Yeah.
They do. They look
Yeah.
great. 425K, Carl. For 750 square feet.
Wow, really?
It's a big
Doesn't even make
1-bedroom. It's a
sense.
really big 1-bedroom.
How old is it?
90,
90?
early 90s, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's a really, really big
750.
1-bedroom, and it's mostly original, but it's well maintained. It's in a small building.
Well, like
Nice, yeah.
places that they're building now, you'll never get that.
No,
750?
most 2-bedrooms are 810 square feet right now.
That's
Like
what the
most-
average is, kind of?
Yeah, new build 2-bedroom.
Precisely. 810.
810. They are, unless you're paying like for like entry level
Yeah.
2 beds.
It's like
Entry
2 bed,
level,
1
2-bedroom.
bathroom. Yeah.
Entry level 2-bedroom is 810.
Fuck, that's small.
Yeah, tiny. It is. It's true. Fuck you, Denny.
Developers are getting lazy. How do we make architecture more exciting here in Vancouver?
Oh god, the
It's fucking
architecture.
boring.
Yeah.
Everyone does the same shitty condos. Not shitty, just generic is what I mean by.
You don't like gray stucco boxes?
I think we can be a lot more creative with architecture. And Vancouver's getting a little bit better. Like there's some buildings downtown Vancouver, or is it Vancouver House? Vancouver House, I think. Butterfly is cool. West Bank is doing a few. The Oak Ridge Center they're doing is like looks really cool. Even just like aesthetically pleasing from the outside. And Akimbo in North Burnaby.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. I'm going to be able to watch it come up. We're going to be able to watch it come up doing podcasts here, Carl. Vancouver's just sucked recently. I don't know if like in the past, I don't know if it's because the price points are just have been too low, that it doesn't make sense to do architecturally pleasing exteriors, but they're changing a lot.
It's like,
There's
it's
a
a
lot
sign
more,
of the
yeah.
times, right? When a lot of these buildings went up in the 90s, it was like, and in the last 10 years even, it's like, just get them up,
Yeah.
get residences up. People need places to
Mhm.
live. Whereas before, it was like, we've got time. Let's just make it really beautiful. Let's build a beautiful garden here. There's going to be a fountain over
Mhm.
there. Like, this is going to be gorgeous. And then things changed, and it was just like buildings were selling out 3 years before they were built, and, you know, sign of the times. Where last year and the year before, it slowed way down. People were taking a lot of care in their pre-construction. It was like, oh, we're gonna make this really nice dog park, and then there's gonna be this like a shop where you can fix up your bike over here, and like they're really trying to sell it to you because
Yeah.
they want you to live there. So they're making them a lot prettier. I like it.
It's like the extra features, like the EV charging and all that stuff,
Yeah.
just to stand out.
Yeah.
What do you think about the infrastructure in Greater Vancouver right now? And even just like the city talking about density and stuff like that,
Well, it's not maybe a fair perspective coming from me because
or a good perspective because you haven't been here that long.
yeah. Well, it's a good perspective because I've lived lots of places.
Sure.
It's not a fair perspective because I wasn't here long. So I'd say it's a good perspective because I've lived in cities like Dallas that grew
Mhm.
really fast, and LA, San Antonio, New York, where like there's highways and transit. I lived in Toronto for
Mhm.
2 years before we came here,
8-lane highway.
and there's highways.
We have a 2-lane highway.
The highways
Perfect.
are bananas in Toronto. You can get to the airport from any part of the city in 20 minutes. The transit, the TTC, is bomb. I didn't have a car the whole time I lived there, and I was a journalist. I worked all over the city, and I never had a car.
Wow.
Occasionally, if I was like super late, I'd take a taxi, but I took transit everywhere I went. No problem. It was amazing. Loved it. Lived in the City Place Towers right by the lake. They are actually also really tried when they built those. Like the architecture is really beautiful. The landscape was gorgeous. Like it's nice. So then when I came here, because Kevin convinced me that this was the most beautiful city in Canada, I was shocked with the lameness of the new construction. Is lame compared to what I've seen. Yeah.
Even just like the
And the
thinking
public transit,
of
yeah.
people who like make these decisions. Like this is a great example. The Patella Bridge. They're redoing the Patella Bridge. It's supposed to be done in 5 years or 4 years or something.
Yeah.
Do you know how many lanes the Patella Bridge is? So currently, the Patella Bridge was built in like 1930 something. It's 2 lanes each way.
It's like
I know,
3
I
lanes.
just got a
They're
ticket.
really narrow lanes. Monica just got a ticket on it.
I did. Yeah.
They're really narrow lanes. They're building a brand new bridge right next to it. Guess how many lanes each way?
I don't even want to guess. I'm already
2.
sad.
2.
Yeah.
Why?
What the fuck are
So
they doing?
dumb. Dummies. Idiots.
They're spending a couple
Imbeciles.
$1 billion to build a new
Yeah.
bridge. Why not spend an extra couple $100 million and do it 5 lanes wide each side?
How about you just fuse all the bridges together and make it 100 lanes?
Just cover the
Something.
river.
I'm an ideas man. Like, God.
I don't like.
That's
it
really
makes
bad.
no sense. They've done over the last 10 years. How much of this Highway 1 has been reconstructed?
A lot.
A shit ton.
Just
A
do it
lot.
right.
A lot.
Do it right.
They're not widening it. What the
No.
fuck is wrong with people?
No.
No, they're not.
How many more people move to Greater Vancouver every year? 100,000?
All the people.
More?
Everybody does. Nobody wants to live in.
People love this city, but we're building it for 25 years ago. Why aren't we building it for 80 years from now?
So in 20 years, we're going to have to replace the new Patula Bridge because just not enough lanes.
We
Or,
will.
like,
100% we will.
We're just going to give up on cars. People are just going to be walking everywhere because it's going to be
Bike
faster.
lanes.
It's
well,
like
then
New
they
York.
need to get their shit together with
It's like Manhattan.
transit. Transit here is
Oh man, transit is
horrifying.
How long?
so shit, right?
How long did you live in LA for?
5 years?
Oh, so you're there for a little bit. So how bad does traffic actually get there compared to here?
Horrible, but not compared to here. It's the same.
It's the same.
Yeah, there it's just way more people.
Right.
But the 405 is like 7 lanes, 2 HOV lanes.
Oh, wow.
When I first started working for Torrance City Cable, I lived in Huntington Beach, which was like 15 miles away. And I was horrified by the hour I spent in traffic. I couldn't believe it. It's like, LA traffic is brutal. This sucks. But I couldn't afford to live in the city. I was just out of college.
Yeah.
And it took me an hour sometimes until I started doing the really early morning at 6 a.m. And in that case, I got there in like 20 minutes. But yeah. And that's LA traffic. Everybody complains about it. It's worse here. Like getting to North Vancouver. Or like you fly to First Ave and then...
Yeah, you
That
just hit a
tunnel,
wall.
oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Like even just the planning of going from 3-lane highway to 2-lane highway
Yeah. Oh
into a tunnel with 3 on-ramps
Yeah.
all at the same time.
Stupid. Yeah.
More, 4 on-ramps. All the same, like
Yeah.
brilliant city plan. Like well done.
Yeah.
It makes no
There's
sense.
no like loop.
Right.
In every big city that I've lived in, Dallas has, well, there's 35 that goes like around the whole city and then splits into 32. And then in San Antonio, it's 1604 and 410. They have 2 loops. In Toronto, they have 2 loops.
Yeah.
They have highway loops. It's just a giant circle. And if you stay on the highway, you'll just drive around the whole city. You don't keep going in a circle. They don't have that in Vancouver. And you just get on this highway, and then whenever you're ready, you just hop off and you get onto wherever you need. And there's nothing like that here, and there never will be. I don't think there's no infrastructure for it.
No, there's no.
There's nothing.
Here we get highways into exits into like 1-lane roads, like residential
Right?
streets
Insane.
and stuff.
And then sometimes they don't make sense. Like you exit, you're like, I want to go there, and then the road keeps going. You're like, over here, like, what happened?
The Grandview exit going west on the number 1
Yeah.
is the most comical thing in the world. On the way, like into town in the mornings, when rush hour is going that way, the lineup to get off the freeway is like kilometers long. People are lined up waiting to get off the freeway onto the Grandview exit forever.
You're talking about just right here.
Right here.
And didn't they just redo it like 5 years ago, 6 years ago?
That's
they
my
did
problem. Is they're not building. They're building for 25 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes no sense. Why is Vancouver like everything about Vancouver is stuck in the past? It seems like
Do you think we're just a bunch of dinosaurs or leading the city?
real estate
City
is
planners?
so comical. How bad it
Construction
is.
is comical.
So funny for how long it takes to get permits. How
Yes.
difficult it
Yeah.
is to get permits through.
Mm-hmm.
How like ridiculous it is to try to increase density in some neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
Like Queen's Park is the most funny, terrifying, comical. Like every single emotion comes into play here. It's just old people who are just angry at life.
Yeah.
Angry about everything. You're changing the neighborhood. We don't like that.
I kind of love it though. I kind of love that like hilarious. You always know when you're going to get some pushback from people about something. And
Right.
Queen's Park is one of the areas we get it in Port Moody all the time. And it's just people that don't want it to change. Always don't want it to change. It can't possibly change. And I love it when it's they have the environment in mind.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, well, the environment, like we got to protect. Stop. We got to protect the environment.
And
We're
then
like that dirt road that
Yeah.
like goes for miles and there's nothing around it. Protect the environment. But if it weren't for those people, maybe we would be like some other countries that we all know that just like blew up and there was no checks and balances and things got out of hand really quickly. I can see
but what
that
is
happening.
the people's biggest complaint in Greater Vancouver?
Well, like
Unaffordable
housing is
Unaffordable
expensive
housing.
and rentals are
The biggest
non-existent. Yeah.
complaint that everyone complains about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Build more fucking houses. Build more livable units. Build more condos.
Well, build
Supply
a city.
goes up, demand goes down.
But build a city, but I think we're looking at it the wrong way. Build a city that can sustain the population density. We don't have a loop. We don't have any road systems or public transit that can sustain population density spread around the city. We have it's like every time the SkyTrain gets extended, we all get excited and we build 100 condo buildings right next to it.
yeah, that's right.
You know, like it's hilarious. There's no infrastructure to like balance this. There's no balance to the city at all. It's just
Is it a
flying by the
different-
seat of our pants. Like
Yeah.
whatever happens now, condo building.
Is it a difficult landscape though? Because we're like ocean on one side, mountains on the other. So we have to go linear backwards, right?
Totally. Yes.
Right? We can't
100%
build
yes.
out.
No, but once you get a little far out, then you can be a little bit smarter with your planning. But there's also special things in this city that we can't discount. Like, you know, there's areas where we just flat out can't build.
Yeah. So many.
And we have to take in account that those places are special and we need to protect them. Queen's Park, everything like you know, Deep Cove, and there's lots of areas that we need to protect those special areas. But there's lots of places that we can be smarter. Like even getting into the Tri-Cities, it's just like you're on Lougheed, and then what? Like there's nothing that helps people get around. Even in the Tri-Cities, there's nothing that helps people get around Pitt Meadows, Maple Ridge. Well, that's not necessarily true. Like you can get to Surrey and stuff quickly now, but
Why are people so uncomfortable with other people making money? I'm going to tell you a story. This is one, I don't think I've shared this story actually.
This is a deep one, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Went to a Heritage Committee meeting.
Oh God.
These are the best. It's
like-
comical how much irrational behavior happens at these types of meetings. Like literally, it just doesn't make sense. People will just blurt out things. And you're like, what year is this? Example. We have a developer who bought a property in neighborhood to not be named. Everyone knows what it is. That's a heritage. It's like an older home, 1930s home or something like that.
In New West?
Not to be named.
A
And
heritage home in New West.
and the city, like the city employees, the people that work for the city, the people that are like trying to build the city, grow the city, who have put this OCP together, the community plan, would like to see more density. So this developer person who purchases this property, who wants to go along with the city plan and add density, puts together a plan. But in order to get anything passed, the people at the city who want to see more density, but also, and more importantly, want to get re-voted into their positions, schedule these meetings with the city, with the community, and invite everyone to come and give their opinion. So anyway, this developer puts together this plan exactly along the guidelines of what the city has told them they want to see with this property. They want to see heritage homes restored. Perfect. Developers lifting the home, keeping the facade the exact same, lifting it, adding square footage so there's more people can live there, duplexing it instead of single family so 2 families can live there, not 1, and adding, because it's a corner lot, another property on the back that faces the street that can be sold as 3 different homes. So turning 1 into 3, adding density, exactly what the city asked for. Proposal does not go great with the residents, and one of the residents puts up their hands and says, it's just really disappointing to see all these developers come in and make all this money. I would like to see if a plan like this is accepted,
Pro
which
bono.
I am against. I am against.
Pro bono.
If a plan like this is accepted, I propose that 10% of the and he specifically said gross, 10% of the gross sale gets distributed between the other residents that live in the community.
How does that make sense?
Oh man, as soon as he said I want, obviously I didn't say this, but like I want to put up my hand. I'm like, you buy the fucking property, bro.
Yeah, develop it yourself.
You spend $1.5 million to develop it.
Use your expertise, put up the risk, the time, leverage, everything. It's you. You do it. Or put
It
the
makes
risk and
no
leverage,
sense.
put the 10% of risk and leverage on the residences then. It makes no sense.
This is like, this in my head, this is how I rationalize that thought. That's like me as an athlete, like I used to be an athlete, saying, I wear Nike clothes. I should get 10% of Nike
10%.
profits.
Yeah.
Right.
I wear them.
Yeah.
Why did they get to make all the money?
Oh my God, insane.
That's insane. And everyone just
hell?
thinks developers are just rolling in it, eh?
Yeah.
And just taking advantage of everyone.
It's so hard to build right now.
Dude, yeah. Dealing with the city of Vancouver is insane. Like you said, like permits and all that stuff is wild. Wild.
Even so, again, with like New West Pacific, they adopted this new OCP, community plan.
Yeah.
A lot of different sections of New West are now, they're basically the city is asking for townhouses or like lower density strata to be built there.
Mm-hmm.
In order to do that, a developer has to put 3 or 4 single family homes together, then go through the rezoning process with the city, then get plans approved, and then build. You know what? How many years that is? That's like a 4 or 5 year thing. Just going through a rezone, getting 3 lots together, going through the rezone, having all these fucking people that live in the neighborhood come in and give you their 2 cents. I don't know. That's like 2 years to get something rezoned. And this is what the city is asking you for in the community plan. Why does it take so long?
Everyone just tries
Why
to
are we
find
building
it.
2-lane bridges?
Yeah,
What the
that's
hell is
crazy.
happening?
That's crazy.
It's cute.
Isn't that so comical?
Yeah, it's so funny.
People have been complaining about the Pattullo Bridge since it was built.
Yeah.
Like it's a shit bridge.
So what are they doing? Just adding 8 inches
Let's
to each
build a
lane?
new one that's the exact same. They're adding like
A
the lanes
foot?
are wider, but it's
Yeah.
only 4 lanes. It makes no sense. At least the Port Man is what, 6? I think it's 6.
It is 6, yeah. It is. Well, like
You have like the 152nd exit, right? And then
Yeah.
Coquitlam on the
Yeah.
other
and then-
side.
yeah.
Step in the right direction.
Yeah,
yes,
for
but
sure.
like, well, I don't understand why redoing a bridge is 2 lanes.
Not like redoing one. When you redo it, you do it better. Like
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Going for like you're already building the new structure.
Yeah.
Would it? How wide is the lane? 16 feet? I don't know. I'm just totally guessing. How wide's the lane?
I think it's like 86 inches or something.
86.
Which is like
inches
7.5
divided by
feet, 8
12.
feet or something.
8 feet? That's it? No way. It's
Per
gotta be
lane?
wider. Per lane?
How wide do you think
How wide
cars
is your
are?
Car, yeah. That
You
makes
could lie
sense to
down in
me.
a lane and touch
Yeah.
both lanes?
I think
Totally
so.
Makes sense to me. Makes
Wow.
sense to me, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm like fucking Kramer. I just want to be
16
Like
feet.
luxurious.
fucking
Like,
luxurious
this is so
lane.
luxurious.
I hope people are getting that reference
Yeah.
because that was one of the best episodes. Of that show.
I've been thinking it the whole time you've been talking about this. I'm like, when are we going to bring up Kramer? This is like him hanging out the door, painting the new lines on the road. So good.
Then he just drops that whole keg of
The chemical stuff, right? Whatever it
it's
was.
like
Paint thinner.
remover.
Yeah.
Paint thinner, yeah. So there's no lines
So good.
on the freeway. Oh man, makes no sense to me. I'm lost.
Good times.
I want people to figure it out. Carl, can you become part of the
Get
community
involved.
council?
Get involved or just get licensed. There's 2 options.
Just get licensed, man.
Get licensed.
What are you doing with your life right now? You're doing
Podcasting.
construction? How long does it take you to get a fucking permit?
Get licensed.
For a bridge.
Monica, what else?
That's it.
I wanna
Tell
hear-
us something, Monica.
Mhm.
Oh man, I was worried about this. This is why I didn't want to come here.
I'm surprised you did come here. You never told us about that speeding ticket you got recently. You had an interesting day with the
This
cops.
was stupid. Yeah, it was a hilarious day.
Monica had 3 encounters with the two or 3 encounters with the
Well-
cops in a day.
In the same day?
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, honestly, Monica's reactions to things like that are unbelievable.
Well, it's just like what's funny is that I've been seeing cops everywhere lately, as I'm sure everyone who drives has been. It's been pretty intense lately. The presence is there. I saw them pulling somebody over on the other side of the bridge, and I was like, God, man, these guys never give up. And like, so I'm being careful because I drive constantly, and I set my cruise control for like 100-ish without even knowing what the speed limit was. I was like, I'm going slow. This is slow for me. It's like I'm totally fine. And moments later, as I was already thinking about that other guy getting pulled over, they were just like waving me down. I was like, what the fuck? I was going like 105 or something. And that bridge is busy and there's like trucks everywhere. So I was like sandwiched between two trucks. And I was
You're going 105 on Port
I was going
Patella?
106 when I got
Patella
off.
speed limit 60.
Well, it's 80 when you get off, thank God. Otherwise, my ticket, I would have been arrested. It's once you get off of it, it's 80. So I was only going 106 at the time I got pulled over. And he was like, "You're going really fast." And I was like, "For who?" For me, this is a comfortable speed. And I told him, I was like, these two trucks, I was sandwiching between that guy and that guy. And to get around him, I had to go 106. He's like, yeah, because they're all going the speed limit, which is 80. I was like, oh, noted. Thank you very much. And he gave me a discount on my ticket. He's like, you weren't going crazy fast, but you were like.
It was almost excessive speeding.
But he actually gave me $50 off my ticket. I was like, I'll take it. Have a nice day, sir. I drove off.
Huh.
Yeah, whatever.
I didn't know cops can just discount tickets
He
like
did
that.
on the spot. Yeah, it was
They
supposed
usually
to be
do if
one.
you're nice. They usually give you
Really?
the lowest one.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was supposed to be 190. He told me, and I
Oh.
got 136 or something like that. I was like, thanks, man. See you later.
I
See you
got-
never.
I got one recently.
Yeah.
December, I think. It's coming up that stupid SFU hill.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
dumb.
people
Oh,
rip
they
so
trap up
fast
there too. Yeah. Yeah.
It's 60.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking highway. It should be 100.
highway. Yeah.
Well, I felt that way when I got off the bridge. I was like, I'm free. I'm going 106 miles an hour or kilometers.
What should be the speed limit?
What should be the speed limit?
Yeah.
Well,
Depends who you are.
I struggle, honestly. This is the one thing I
Can't be
struggle with
racist,
because,
girl.
like I just said, I'm always in miles per hour in my head. Like everything is miles per hour for me. So kilometers, I'm like,
Right.
I don't know. What is it? 50, 60, 100? I don't know.
So you see 60 and you think it's miles, so you go 95?
I'm going 95.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's just how it is.
Oh, man.
Okay. Oh, so then the second infraction with the cop later that day. I was showing one of my listings and it was dark. And actually, I've had this listing for some time now. And I've never shown it when it was that dark. And like the keypad's not close by the front doors, and it was raining. And like the buyers were like shoving their way in. So by the time I got in and they were like coming in the door and I took off my shoes and I was like, you guys, we have to shut the door because the alarm's not going to go off. So by the time they all got in and got their shoes off, the alarm was going off. But then I couldn't get the lights on. They were all in my way. So I was like trying to go. And then I deactivated the alarm. But then when they opened one of the other doors later on, the alarm started going off again because this particular home has 3 different alarms. One for the garage, one for the back door, and one for the front door. So when they set off the alarm, because the buyers they divided. They were like half of them went this way, half of them went the other way. So I shut the back door and deactivated the alarm, I thought, but I actually just reset that alarm. But it was the alarm downstairs that was going off. And then by the time I figured that out, I got downstairs and shut that door. Like the police showed up, fire department, everything. I was like, oh, hey guys, haven't seen you in about 4 hours. Really missed you. Sorry. Yeah.
What happened there?
They were just like, what happened? And then the son of the seller showed up and I was like, well, I have 40 seconds only to deactivate the alarm. And they started opening. It was mayhem in here, guys. Like they did, it was like herding cats. Like the buyers went all different directions. Every alarm, like they were opening windows. I don't know what, everything was going off. It was chaos, but they were mad. Yeah. They were mad.
3 different alarms.
Well, 3 different points of alarm.
Oh,
And then the windows, of course. So yeah. Without giving away the secrets of my seller's property, it's
fire trucks, police, everyone.
fire department first,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
and then the police.
There's so many things I want to talk to you about, but we only got 20 minutes left.
That's
Okay, 1. Where to start? Fitness regime. Go.
great. Well, it was hell walking in my car like 4 times today. Jesus Christ! I parked like 10 meters from my house. It's like. So that's my fitness routine. If I really want to get one in, like if I'm going out this weekend and I'm wearing like a tight outfit, I'll just park my car like 20 meters from the house. Really get a good pump on. Yeah.
Monica and Lucas do the Pomo Life thing
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Mhm.
Follow it, by the way, guys. Check it out. I don't know. What were you guys doing? I think you were riding the bikes, the electric bikes or something.
No, they weren't electric. We had a bike. We had a pedal. They're pedal
They're
bikes.
pedal bikes.
Yeah.
They're just rentable pedal bikes.
Rentable pedal bikes.
Monica had some hilarious line in a video that they posted on Instagram. I think Lucas was like, keep up or something like that. And Monica's like, what did you say? You said something about bring groceries up your stairs.
Oh, yeah. I bring groceries up my stairs to stay fit. I do, actually. I do that. And I pump my own gas.
Pumping your own gas. I've heard that one.
Yeah.
She said that too. Yeah, that's funny. Why are you so opposed to fitness? Do you think it's because of being an athlete? So I think back to like being an athlete, you're working out 4, 5, 6 hours every single day. And like as soon as I stopped playing basketball, the next 3 years, I was just like, fuck it, I'm not running. I'm not working out. I'm not doing this shit anymore.
I think for me, it's like, what are you training for?
Right.
Like, then I was training to be amazing at soccer. I wanted to be fit and I didn't want anybody to beat me ever. And so I was like, I'm not going to not run today. That bitch is going to beat me on Sunday. So I better run faster than her. So I have to train. Nobody's chasing me right now.
Except the cops.
Except for the cops. In which case I could outrun them in my car. Yeah, and like I'm not worried about being like skinny and having a 6-pack, which I obviously do have one. You guys can't see, but my abs are fucking amazing. But
the only reason I work out now is because I don't want to be fat.
Yeah, but I'm not fat.
No, you're not at all. You're very thin.
So
it makes no sense. People are listening to this in the next few weeks and just being like, fuck
what
her.
a bitch.
Yeah. Heavy ass groceries.
Yeah. No, but I'm super active. I am. I'm really active. But my exercise days, like going to the gym and murdering myself for 45 minutes just to look hot, is not my priority. You know, just not. I like to hike and I go swim and hang out with my kid and we do what activities. I'm not lazy, but I'm not working out. I am not going to the gym.
I would definitely not describe you as lazy.
Yeah, I'm not going to the gym. I passed out 20,000 flyers the other day. I burnt like 1 million calories doing that.
20,000 flyers is more than most people do in a career.
Yeah. But
Monica
I did
it in 2 hours?
Yeah, 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
That's really good. Like Santa Claus over here.
I actually could see Monica with like one of those t-shirt guns. Just like firing them around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Just a solid stream of flyers.
Yeah.
Real estate is kind of crazy. Stressful.
Yeah.
Brings out some anxiety, especially when you're doing videos.
What are you talking about?
What do you do outside of real estate to like chill? Do you spend specific time trying to unwind before going to bed?
Right now, no, because we're really busy. But I don't let myself get too stressed usually, or I'm mature enough to recognize like that situation stresses me out. And I usually try to leverage my life experience versus what I'm dealing with and squash the stress that way. Yeah, I don't know. I like what I do though. I think if I'm stressed, the best solution is just to work.
Totally.
Get some work done. You get some work done, there's nothing to stress about. So I don't know. I don't have like a hobby that helps me.
It's super interesting and maybe strange, I don't know, but like in the off season for us, like October, November, December kind of thing, I'll find not that it's a depression, but I feel like a little bit sluggish and like down. And then as soon as
makes you feel better, right?
100%. As soon as it's like February, March, and you have 12 appointments in a day and you get home at like 9:30,
Love
you
it.
feel so much more energized.
So happy. Love it.
It's
That's
so
like
strange.
my life.
You don't do anything to unwind though? Do you like watch TV before bed? Do you
No, I
like
never
play with your
watch
dog?
TV.
Like
Oh, I play with my dog. Well, so
you never watch TV?
Rarely.
No?
Like rarely.
You seem like someone that would watch The Bachelor.
Oh my God. That's bold, and no, I don't.
I'm fucking kidding.
Oh my God. I hate reality TV. It makes me so uncomfortable because I'm like, this is really happening. Why are they doing this? Stop it. This is a train wreck. I hate it. Oh man. Occasionally, one of my best friends, her and her husband like to watch The Bachelor in Paradise, and every now and then my husband and I will watch it with them.
That's the worst
just because
one.
it's fucking bananas. It's bananas. It's bananas. And we love it. But then I can't ever watch it. Like it's once a year. It's once a year I watch it with them. And we laugh our asses off and I'm like, can't watch that again. Whew. I need to go work for 25 hours so that I can deal with that stress that I
Serious question. How do you think Kevin would do on Bachelor in Paradise?
He would slay because he has like a 6-pack for no reason. He doesn't work out anymore. But he's got a fabulous body. So that's all that really matters in that show. So he'd slay. But
I thought he wouldn't be interested at all. I thought he'd just be doing his own thing.
he would.
He'd
The
be on a
girls love
beach
that.
somewhere.
The girls love that.
Yeah, but he'd just be like, get the fuck away from me. This is my
Yeah.
hot tub. Get
They
out of
love
here.
that though. They would be obsessed with that.
That's funny.
So Kevin would do well. All right.
He'd slay. Yeah.
Moving
Next
on.
question.
No, you don't watch any TV at all.
That's not fair. Like I obviously have watched all the Seinfelds millions of times.
Fair. Okay.
Do
Do you turn on the TV before bed?
Sometimes I watch like older shows though. Like I love Community.
That's a great show.
Love
Good
it.
show.
Love it.
Mhm.
The Office is fabulous. Watch that.
So good.
Yeah. Yeah, I truly, we don't have cable at my house. I'm not even kidding. I'm not trying to be cool. We just don't have it because none of us have time to watch it. My husband works nights. I work nights. My daughter dances all night. Like, we don't. TV. When would we watch TV?
Do you ever put your phone down? Are you ever away from your phone? I feel like I feel like it's slightly a problem, but at the same time, I understand that it's a problem and I don't care.
Mm-hmm. I'd say like my husband's worse than me. Like he always answers his phone, always. And like, it doesn't matter. We'll be in the middle of a conversation and he's like, sorry, I got to address this really fast. So, the only time I put it down is when I'm like doing something with my daughter. If I'm at like one of her dance competitions or tennis practice or something, I'll put it down in that moment to deal with her. Like I don't like saying, hold on a second to my daughter and then doing something on the phone. But other than that, no. But it's usually important. So I answer the phone because it's important. It's like, if someone's calling me after 8 o'clock, I figure it must be important. But I also like
Except
it.
me.
Yeah, I like it. I don't mind it.
There's many occasions where I text Monica asking her something or talking to her about an appointment we have the next day and there's no reply.
Yeah.
And then I'll ask her the next morning, I'll be like, did you get that text? She's like, yeah.
He's lying.
Any response? And she'll be like, no, yeah, I agree. Like, okay.
You're lying. I never do that.
What?
When do I do that? It's probably
All the
because I'm
time.
asleep. I probably went to sleep. That's the only, like if you texted me and I didn't answer, I was sleeping.
When do you go to bed? 7:45?
Oh,
Jesus.
I'm like, I have to hibernate.
I'm just bringing up a one-time scenario.
It happened once
That really made me upset.
in the last like 15 months. Yeah.
Okay, last thing, parenting.
Oh.
You guys are, I love you and Kevin because you're hilarious. And I feel like if I ever had a kid, I would be pretty similar in that just like, everything's fine. She'll be fine.
She'll be good.
Yeah, she's 11. 11?
She's 10 and a half.
10.
Yeah.
She'll be good.
She will be.
Is it difficult being a parent as like an entrepreneur that works a lot of hours?
Oh yeah. There's
And
like
also your husband works a lot of hours?
yeah, there's so much conflict always. Like there's never ending guilt. Like I'm not spending enough time with her. Like that mom built a fucking castle out of their sandwich for lunch. And like Thea didn't even get a sandwich for lunch. So yeah, there's
You
some
got
guilt.
$5 and
There's some guilt because there's $10 in her lunchbox. Like, but yeah, like I'm building I'm raising an adult. I'm not raising a 10-year-old. So she'll only be 10 for a few more months, and then she'll be 11 and 12, and then before you know it, she'll be 20, and she'll be a sick ass grown up. Like she's not gonna be lazy. She's not gonna have unicorn expectations. Like she'll be an adult most of her life. She's only gonna be a child for a little while. And I take her to do all the things. She's very athletic. She likes to do all kinds of stuff, and we indulge in all of those things. But like we can't do everything. And she is an only child. We could have really tortured her by like having more kids and really having to spread ourselves thin. But we just have the one, and she's good. I just don't want to concentrate so much on sheltering her because she's a baby.
Mhm.
And then when she grows up, she doesn't know that she's a grown up.
Totally.
So just want her to be like a good person.
Is there ever a conversation about that? Like her friends saying something about like her friend's mom building a sandwich sandcastle.
Castle. Yeah.
And then Thea has like
There is. Yeah, there totally is.
like, does she ask questions about that stuff? Does she ever be like, Mom, why are you working so much? Or
yeah.
stuff like that?
Like sometimes when she gets like really tantrumy, she'll be like, you only care about your work. And like she's said that to me like a few times and I've died laughing.
You laugh at her?
Yeah, because I'm just like, you're like drama much? Like relax. And then you never answer crazy with crazy, right? Like you just like, you're being crazy right now. Why do I care about my work? Because that's how I make money. Oh, how come you can dance so much? Do you like dancing? You like tennis? Fucking expensive. So, mommy better close this deal. Go the fuck to bed. Love you.
That's kind of what I get from you. Like you talk to her like an adult.
Yeah.
Right? You treat her like an adult.
Yeah.
Everything is in the open kind of thing.
It is.
I think that's the best way to do it.
It's like I see other parents sometimes and I'm just like, their kids
The lawnmower parents.
Oh God, their
it's
kids.
not even helicopter anymore.
It's insane the shit that I hear from parents sometimes. Their kids are losing their minds and then the parents start talking like babies.
Oh my
and I'm like, what's happening? We're going backwards as a race. You have to move forward. Treat them like they're smart. They're not dumb. They've learned to throw this tantrum.
Because they're looking for that
You
reaction.
taught them how to do that.
Yeah.
Like, don't be crazy. Just, yeah. But we see it all the time in real estate. We see people throw tantrums and get crazy and over things that we're like, why are they losing their mind? And it's because one day their mummy was like, oh, your feelings are valid. This is all fine. Your tantrum is totally normal. No, get your shit together. Get up, get back out there. You're going to be fine.
It's a hard behavior to unlearn though, hey?
Well, you can't.
I know.
That's what makes people so fascinating. We're all hilarious. People are amazing. If you really just had 3 people, they would be so different and they'd be so bananas crazy. Like everybody's nuts. Like I'm nuts, you're crazy, you're hella crazy, we're all crazy. Like that's just what it is. And it's amazing and it's beautiful, but let's all be real sometimes, right? Like you don't only learn that from your parents. You only learn you're crazy from your parent. Like all my crazy. If you met my mom and dad, you'd be like, yep, spot on what I thought. You'd be like, you guys are exactly what I thought. Same with Thea. When people meet us, they're like, oh, that makes sense. You're Thea's parent. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Have you met my parents?
Well, I don't need to. I've met you. I'm good.
No, can you envision what my parents are like though? Or is it the other way around? You know who the parents are and you know what their kid would be like?
It's both. It's both, yeah. When like once you've raised a child and like I can see all of my crazy in my kid, then when you see other children, you're like, oh yeah, I know exactly what your parents are like. Like you're not stupid as a parent. Even those crazy helicopter parents and the parents that make their kids nuts, they know they're doing it. They probably lay in bed at night. They're like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm in a crazy tornado. I can't get out.
But they just can't help it or what?
Yeah.
It's just instinct.
All your own fears as a parent is
just putting it on the kid.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. Like, and also like fears of what people will think of you as a parent.
Right.
Like when we're out on the playground and their kid does something crazy, they're like, oh, what are these people going to think? How should I react to this?
Totally.
It's just disgusting. It's so dumb. Like the biggest thing I've learned through being a parent, through all the dumb situations that I've dealt with in my life is I would much rather somebody hate me for who I am than like me for who I'm not.
100%.
So as a parent, that's just, you have to be like, if you hate me right now, this is real and honest as it's going to get. When you love me, it's because it's as real as honest as it's going to get. That's it.
That's what I like about using social media for business.
Yeah.
It's like, some people are not going to like my personality. Some people aren't going to like that I swear.
No.
But they're never going to like me anyway.
Oh, no,
So
no.
who cares?
But what happens when I accidentally swear in front of them? They're going to know.
Yeah.
They're going to know who I really am.
But the people that like you would attract are going to find you so much more attractive or like want to work with you even more because they see that you are a real human being, not a stick figure.
No, I know. Yeah, on the flip side of it too, I've had people hate me for who I am. They're like, oh God, she's like not even close to what I ever want to hang out with or anything. But then you grow on them.
Totally.
Because they're like, they know what they're going to get with you.
Mm-hmm.
They know who you are. They actually start to identify with your crazy. And then you're fine because you're never on an off day. You're always on when you're yourself.
It's not effort.
No.
Right? Yeah, it's so, oh man. It's so draining to like be who you think people want you to be.
Yeah, we've all been in those dumb relationships where it's like, oh man, what happens when they find out who I really am? They're going to hate me. And people are like that with their kids. It's like, God,
totally.
This isn't even who I am. Why am I acting this way?
Totally.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. Monica, thank you. That was fun. It wasn't as bad as you thought, hey?
Yeah, it was.
It was worse?
Yeah, it was worse.
No, come on.
The cops are coming. I can hear them.
Let's go sell some houses
It's
tomorrow.
fine. Yeah.
We got a sweet listing appointment tomorrow.
Yeah, we do.
Pumped.
It's going to be great. We have no idea what we're going to list it at, but
We got a range.
we're really excited.
Yeah, we got a range.
We have a range.
We always have a range.
We'll see what they want to do.
All right. Let's get out of here. Carl.
Yo.
Pleasure.